related to data science jobs. Okay, related to data science jobs, right? So we are having different categories of students. The students are with respect to, first let us understand for few new students, for few new students, I'm explaining what is data science. Data science is nothing but the way of understanding and analyzing the data is called as data science. Okay, so which is also called as data analysis. Simply to say, it is also called as data analysis. The only difference between a data science versus a data analyst. Okay, so where the data analyst main focus, majorly the data analyst, what he will do is he will observe whatever the past data. Assume that let us take a data set we are having from the January 1st to December 25th till yesterday, January 1st to December 25th of 2022 year. We are having certain amount of data, that is either sales data or share price or whatever it is. We are having the data set something like this. Now, the data analyst, what he will do is he will analyze the data. Whatever the data was already has happened, already has completed from January 1st to December 25th, he will analyze the data. He will analyze the data. How he will analyze the data means based on conditions. He will write certain conditions. Conditions are nothing but filters. For example, which day we are having sales more than 1 lakh, which day the sales are less than 5,000, which day we are having with respect to the number of units, these many number of units has been sold. Like this, he is going to analyze. So by writing different conditions, so he will write the condition that wherever the sale amount, whatever the amount is there, that amount is greater than or equal to 1 lakh rupees. Okay, something he will write the condition in this way. So this condition, he will write the condition, and based on the condition, he will get the certain amount of data. That data he will analyze. First, he has to write some condition, and after writing the condition, he will get the data based on this condition, and this data he will analyze. And this data, same thing, want to be presented to others means he is going to use some kind of plots. Why plots? He can say with numbers only, right? But when you are saying with numbers, the numbers, for example, if I'm saying today one number, tomorrow one number, and after some time some numbers, automatically at the end it lead to the confusion. Sir, before itself you have told some numbers and now you are saying some numbers, I'm not able to understand what you are saying. We'll say like this only. For normal only we can't understand. For that much of huge amount of data, or with respect to that big amounts numbers, whatever the numbers are there, if I'm explaining in terms of numbers means none of them will understand. So that what we are going to do is we are going to keep in a charts. So like some kind of bar chart like this we are going to create, and we'll show the Q1 profit, Q2 profit, Q3 profit, and Q4 profit by using the bar chart or by using the line chart. For example, this is like this. So from Q1 to Q2, the profit was reduced. Again, from Q2 to Q3, the profit has increased. Again, the profit has been dropped heavily. So we are going to explain. We are analyzing the data and we are explaining the data. This is by a data analyst role. A data analyst will write the certain filters or conditions and he will extract the data, and based on that, he will analyze the data. So the data is extracted by writing the conditions or filter. This will be generally done in the SQL by using the SQL language. So there will be a data. The data will be available in the database. The data will be available in the database. So generally the data, whatever the data we are having, the company's data or whatever the data will be available in the database. Now from the database, they are going to extract the data. They will extract the data. Extracting the data from the database. We are going to extract the data from the database. How we have how we can extract the data from the database. It is not like a hard disk, right? To open that one and right click on that and copy and again paste into our system. It is not like that. So in the database, we require one language. By using the language only, because whatever the right clicks and whatever the copy paste options are not available within the database, for that we require a language called as SQL. By using the SQL language, we are going to do the same thing. We are going to extract the data from the database. Once we extract the data from the database, now whatever the data we are having, okay, we are going to apply the certain filters over that, filters and conditions over that, and we are going to analyze the data. We are going to extract the data from the database. After that, apply the filters or conditions and analyzing the data. Okay. And after that, finally present the data. Whatever you have analyzed, something you'll identify that one, right? From the given data, you'll identify something. Whatever you have identified, your identifications, whatever you have identified, your identifications, or that is called as, technically it is called as inferences. Inferences are nothing but observations only, same to same. But technical word is called as inference. The name is called as inference. Inference means what you have observed. The meaning is what you have. That inferences, whatever the observations you have done, you have to create a story and you have to explain. So generally, basically, a data analyst role is to analyze the data. Whatever the data is there, he has to analyze the data. For that, first he has to extract the data from the database. To analyze the data, he required the Python. And finally, to present the data, whatever the presentation story is there, to tell the story, if I write completely, if I'm explaining the theory part, automatically after a certain period of time, now initially you are seeing the board. After completely, if I explain like this in the theory, after 15 minutes or 20 minutes, slowly you'll get into the sleep, right? So we should not get into that type of things. Means what we have to do, we have to, in between, we have to show some images which attracts. Suddenly our mind will deviate. So the plots, whatever the plots are there, the plots we are going to use either Tableau or Power BI. So this is the work of the data analyst. Like this, the data analyst will work in the companies. Is that clear? The data will be in the structured database, some database. He will extract the data. He will write the filters, or he will do the something. And finally, he will analyze the data. Of course, the data will be some missing values will be there, or the data will be instead of, for example, I asked your gender. Okay, some students will write male clearly. Some students will write female clearly. Some students will write just M only. What is meant by M? M is male only, but both are same only. But M is not different and male is not different category. If you analyze the data, M will be different category and male is different category, means it is going to lead to a wrong interpretation. So what we are going to do is this M also we have to convert to male, or this male we have to convert to M, either. So these transformations we have to do. So the transformations we have to work, and we have to treat, we have to clean the data first. Data cleaning and data transformation. By using the data cleaning and data transformation, and finally analyzing the data, and from that data, whatever you have observed, that inferences, you are creating a story and you are explaining, sir, in your past data, this was happened. Last year, this was happened, this was happened. And from this was, we have understand like this, your sales was like this. Just whatever your observations are there, each and every observation you are going to write. And out of those observations, which observations are helpful for the business, that observations you are going to explain to the stakeholders. For example, in the today's class, I have observed so many things. Let us assume in front of me, these many girls and these many boys are there. Certain boys are sitting in the last bench, and sir, there is no sufficient bench out. That one, this one is not there in the class. Some observations I have made. Out of these observations, which observation is more important for me and which lead to my business improvement, that observations I'm going to present to the classroom is not sufficient. Please change the classroom to some bigger classroom so that more number of students can be accommodated. This observation is going to be helpful, because from tomorrow onwards, you have to write the running notes. If you are sitting like this, means you can't write the running notes, right? So the chair should be different and the classroom should be different. So we are going to change that one based upon the requirements. So this observation only I'm going to present. I'm not going to present that, sir, in the last bench, certain students are not interested. They are sitting like this casually. One person is sitting like this. These things I'm not going to say, right? That is not important for me. Those are not important for us. Though I have observed also, that is not important for us. Which is important for us and which leads to the business improvement, that I'm going to discuss so that I can have more number of students in my batch. So whatever the observations, finally, each and every observation you have to write. In your notes, you have to write. And which observations are useful and which observations you have to discuss with the team, that you have to write at the end. That is different. This is different. Of course, from this one only, this one, right? Whichever are almost important, that you are going to keep. Is that clear? Like some kind of your BTech project report. Some in project, we are going to do so many things, but which we are going to keep in the project report? Each and everything. What morning we have came to the college, afternoon we went to the lab. In the lab we have practiced this one. We have opened the Python like this. We are not going to write like that, right? Though we have observed everything also, we are not going to write, right? So whatever the important things are there, that we are going to write in the project report. Similar way here also the same. So generally a data analyst role will have with SQL, Python and Power BI like this. So where SQL is used to extract the data from the database, Python is used to write the conditions or data cleaning purpose, all these purposes, and Tableau and Power BI are used with respect to for creating the graphs, plots, various plots. Finally, to create the story, we are going to use this one, Power BI or Tableau. Okay, any one. Okay, out of which most of the companies are using Tableau. Still, it is the market leader. Power BI is upcoming now in the 2021, 2022 only. It is latest versions we are having and updates. It is upgrading every time. It is upgrading. Whereas Tableau is from last 10 years. It is the market leader. Okay. Now recently Power BI is coming into the picture, and Tableau or Power BI, both of them are not free of cost. Both of them are paid versions only. Python is free. SQL is free. These both of them are free. But whereas Tableau or Power BI, they are not free. We have to pay for it. So approximately Tableau is $35 per month and Power BI is $15 per month. Approximately. Right? Of course, you are not going to pay. Company is going to pay. Okay. If you are working in the company, company is going to pay. And for students' practice purpose, we are having the free trial. So trial version is available. So we are going to practice on the trial version. That is not a problem for us. Right? Now, this is coming to the data analyst role, completed. Now coming to the data scientist role in the company. Now data scientist, what he will do? Now, whatever the observations the data analyst has done is only on the past data. Whatever the data analyst has done, every work is only on the past data. Past data means from January 1st to December 25th only he has done the work. He has observed the things and whatever the things are there. Now in the December 27th, 26th evening or December 27th or December 28th, what happens? Prediction for the future, expected predicted value. We are not going to predict with 100%. If I can predict with 100% accurately, I will be Elon Musk only, right? Every data scientist will be Elon Musk only. If possible, I will be with Narendra Modi, side with Narendra Modi, and I will predict that person will vote to BJP or not. I will tell easily. Prediction is not with 100%. We are going to predict with maximum accuracy. We'll try to maximum accuracy, but we can't predict none of them with 100% accuracy. It is not possible. We'll try with maximum. If I can predict the share market with 100% accuracy, means today evening which stock will more, it is going to increase. If I know, means I will invest my entire whatever the money I'm having, I will invest in that only, right? Simple logic. Tomorrow morning also again I will reinvest everything. If possible, my friend's account also I will invest complete amount. Okay, if possible, entire India amount also I will invest. Right? But the thing is that we can't predict with 100% accuracy. We can predict only with the 70% or 80% or whatever it is. So now here, the data analyst, basically he will do the descriptive analytics. Basically his work is descriptive analytics. What is meant by descriptive analytics? Means describing the data is called as descriptive analytics. Descriptive analytics meaning is describing. descriptive. The meaning itself clearly it is available, which is called as describing data. Whatever the data is there, he is going to describe that one, right? Whereas data scientist, if you move on to the data scientist role, the data scientist, the next stage of data scientist is going to do the predictive analytics. Predictive analytics means where he is going to predict. This is not possible for data analyst. This is possible with respect to the data scientist, because he is going to identify not only the past data, he will identify the pattern also. He will identify the pattern and how the frequent the pattern is getting repeated, or what is the relation within that. He will identify the pattern, which is also called as relation. He will identify the relation, and based on that relation, he is going to predict the future. Unknown data, he will predict on the unknown data. Predict on unknown data. Example. Let us take like this, a data set I'm having like this, X and Y. Or let us take, for your understanding purpose, easy way I'm saying. Okay, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, hyphen, means next one is dash. Now what is this value is? You are going to predict the answer as 36. How you have predicted that answer as 36? First, you have identified what is the pattern behind the given data. First, you identified the pattern. After identifying that pattern, you have applied that same logic for the new data. Whatever the pattern is there. Data scientist role, that is. Not only data scientist or data analyst. Since it is a small data, okay. Now, assume that this is very simple example, right? Everyone is able to identify. Now, tell me for this one. One, 4, 9, 16, 24. Now, what is the next number? Here, there is no perfect pattern is available. If perfect pattern is available, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, perfect pattern is available. Next number also perfect answer, 100% accurately. Perfect pattern is not available. Next answer we are going to predict as 35.25 or something like this with 95% accuracy. That is the difference. We are not going to predict with 100% accurately. This is 100% accuracy because perfect pattern is available. Exact pattern is available. This pattern is not exact, right? We are going to measure with maximum accuracy. That is the difference. Now we are having one more example, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the past data. Okay. Based on this one, observe this one and predict for 11 what is the expected answer. First you observe this one and tell me this one. What is the expected answer? First you are going to identify the relation. What is the relation between these two? That is y is equal to x plus 5. You are going to identify the relation. That relation you are going to use for the unknown data. Completely this is unknown data. This was not given to you. But still you are able to predict on the future data. That is 11 plus 5 which is equal to 16. This is the expected answer. So it is written as y hat. This is called as predicted value. The representation is like this. Nothing but predicted value. This is not the given data, Babu, predicted data. Okay, this is the predicted data. So we are going to predict the answer based on the whatever the pattern is available. This is basically a data scientist role. Here, sir, for this small data scientist is required. I only can tell now. Okay, small data you are able to tell. For example, large amount of data is there. Very large amount of data is there. Here you can see 5 records with your eyes. You are able to see easily and you are able to understand and you are able to do the manual that brain work and you are able to say the answer. But large amount of data, for example, I have given you 15,000 records I have given. In the Excel sheet, I have given the 15,000 from top to bottom. When you have to observe that one, when you have to identify the relation, when you have to predict the answer. So for that, we are using the machine learning. Machines will do whatever we have to do, the machines will do. We have teach the machine to do in this way. So once, for example, this is the data. If I give the same data to the machine will identify the same answer, the same to same answer. There will be no difference. Now, small data, we are able to work easily. Large amount of data with machine, we are going to work easily. So now here, data scientist role is equal to a data analyst. Whatever the data analyst is there, that same thing, because we have to also do the descriptive analytics. Sir, for predicting, why we have to do the descriptive analytics, sir? Without understanding past, how we can predict the future? You don't know about past, what happened about that one, about that company, or about that particular given data. You don't know about the past, means how you can predict the future? In order to go with the future, means first we have to understand the past. What happened in the past also we have to understand clearly. That is diagnostic analytics also we have to do. We have to apply the diagnostic analytics. Diagnostic means reason behind that. Reason, say there will be some reason, right? We have to identify the reason why that suddenly has increased or decreased, or reasons will be there, some reasons. That digging into the data reasons, identifying the reasons, is called as diagnostic analytics. We have to do the diagnostic analytics along with that predictive analytics also. Okay, so we have a data scientist is basically a data analyst along with that predictive analytics. The predictive analytics, we are going to use either machine learning or artificial intelligence. A combination of this one is called as a data scientist. Data scientist is combination of data analyst along with the machine learning engineer plus artificial intelligence engineer. Is that clear? Again, once again, we are going to extract the data from the database. We'll analyze the data. But only thing is, we are going to identify the pattern and we are going to predict on the future also. That is the additional, which we are going to work. Now, the data can be anything. The image, it can be an image data. It can be an video data, audio data, whatever the type of data, we have to do the same. Now, we are having four different types of analytics, out of which the first one, you can write in the notes. First, types of analytics. In the notes heading is types of analytics, out of which the first one is called as descriptive analytics. Second one is called as diagnostic analytics. Third one is called as predictive analytics. Fourth one is called as prescriptive analytics. We are having four different types of analytics. For understanding this four types of analytics in a simple way, in a easy way, let us take an example. One example. There is a particular person. One person or one patient. Okay, the patient has went to a doctor. He has went to a doctor, and he is having some kind of health issue. That is the reason he is called as patient, right? He is having some health issue. Now, what he is going to do, first step, that particular patient is going to explain whatever the problem he is having. The patient explains the problem. Sir, I'm from last 3 days, I'm having cough, and from last 2 days, I'm having fever. That too in the night times, while I'm getting something, whatever he is having the health problem, he is going to explain. Somewhere he's getting pain, some kind of chest pain or heart pain, something he's getting miss, he's going to explain that, sir, in this location, I'm getting some kind of pain. So whatever the health issue is there, he's going to explain. That is the first step. Now, what doctor will do, initially he will use the stethoscope and he will start the diagnostic minimum. Okay, after that he will write the scans. Okay, take this scan and go with this one MRI scan or this scan, that scan, whatever the scans are available, he will tell us. And after that, after scanning, now whatever based on the reports, whatever the reports are there, based on the reports, he is going to predict the disease. Okay, this type of disease you have got. He is going to predict the disease. For that disease, he is going to prescribe the medicines. Right? This is the scenario, right? In the hospital, which will happen. If you visit a doctor and if you tell the health problem, this is the step by step. First one, you are explaining the health problem is called as descriptive. Forget about analytics word. Descriptive means describing. Descriptive means describing. Diagnostic means identifying what is the problem. That is called as diagnostic. Predicting means estimating. Based on the whatever you have observed, from that you are estimating. Predictive means estimating. Estimation is called as predictive. Descriptive means describing. Whatever the problem you have, whatever the things are there, you are describing. That is called as descriptive. Finally, prescribe. Prescribe the medicines. Whatever the medicines are there, we are going to prescribe. Similarly, whatever we have estimated, we are going to present. Guys, don't write anything on the screen, please. Don't write anything on the screen, please. Right? Finally, describing the prescriptive analytics means just you are prescribing whatever the things are there. Right? Prescribe means your inferences or your story, your explanation. Inferences or your explanation, your storytelling, everything comes under prescribe. Right? So the same thing, whatever the problem is there, just explaining the problem is called as describing, which is called as descriptive analytics, diagnostic analytics, predictive analytics, and prescriptive analytics. These are the 4 different types of analytics which we are having. Describing descriptive analytics means describing the data. Here, not the health problem, describing the data. Whatever the data they have given, describe the data. Diagnostic analytics means identify what is the reason behind that. Predictive analytics means estimate the value. And for getting this estimated value, for example, you are forecasting the Flipkart sales of next month is going to be this much. If you want to forecast, for forecasting that one, are you going to prescribe for them anything? Like, sir, if you follow this one, if you give this much of offers for the general, for the public, you will get this much of revenue. Are you going to give any kind of suggestions? That suggestions or whatever the things, that is all comes under prescriptive analytics. Suggestions they may take, they may not take. That is secondary. Your work is you have to give whatever the things you have observed. Right? Now, for example, there is a person. Assume the patient is having cough from last 3 days. Right? And he has went to a doctor and he has explained that I'm having the cough or something I'm having. Now, from last 3 days, I'm having the problem. He has told. Now, each doctor is going to write the same medicine. Every doctor will write the same medicine. No, right? One doctor will write one medicine and one doctor will write one medicine. Different doctors will write different medicines, and they will say that this is. For example, if I ask the doctor, sir, cough, what is the reason behind this? Is nothing. It is a viral fever. Nowadays, everyone are getting just due to the climate change. So morning hours, if you are traveling on the morning hours, something you may get cough. Don't worry about that one. He is going to predict that one. Because based on whatever he has observed in the reports, there is nothing. Malaria is not there, or any other reports. Everything are negative. Then what he is going to say? Hey, this is a normal next climate change on the problem. Don't worry. He will say like this. For example, in the report, one of the reports says that some problem is there. Then he is going to predict based on that. For example, malaria is positive. He is going to predict that, hey, you have got the malaria problem and I'm going to give the medicines like this. And he is going to prescribe some medicines and he will estimate the time also. Within next 2 or 3 days, it is going to set something. He is going to estimate the time also. The same thing we are going to do here. Getting the point? Now, each doctor, each doctor will do a different way of analysis and they'll prescribe the different types of medicine. Data scientists are also not the same. Every data scientist will not work on the same. If every data scientist will work on the same, okay, sir, why different data scientists will predict different answers, sir? Everyone has to predict the same answer now. Now, let me ask you a simple example. Everyone knows IPL and IPL auction we are having with respect to auction. In that auction, they are going to buy the players. They will buy the players. right? Now, assume that one of the team is called as SRH. One is RCB. One is Mumbai Indians. Assume three are there. Not all of them. Only three are there. Okay. Now, there is a one batsman, particular batsman like Virat Kohli. Assume. Okay. Now, first SRH for Virat Kohli, whatever the Virat is there, the player Virat. Now, this particular Virat Kohli, how many number of matches has played? How many number of 50s? How many number of centuries? What is the batting average? How many runs he has scored? And how many, as a captain, how many matches he has won and he has lost the matches, and how he is going to handle the pressure. All these are common for every team, right? For SRH, the data will change, and for RCB, the data will change. No, right? For everyone, the data is same. The matches, number of matches played by Virat Kohli is same. Data is not going to change. And centuries are not going to change. Half centuries are not going to change. Batting average is not going to change. The same data was transferred to the SRH. The same data was given to the RCB. The same data was given to the Mumbai Indians. Data is same. The original data. How we are going to think, that is your choice. That is person to person, they will think in a different way. One person will think in a different way. One person will think in a different way. Now, but data is same. The original data, whatever the original data is there, the original data was same for all the teams. Now, SRH has predicted Virat Kohli with 4.5 CR. Assume it has predicted 4.5. And RCB was predicted with 6 CR. And Mumbai Indians has predicted up to 5 CR or 5.5 CR. Now, the bidding has started at 3.5. 3 CR, the bidding was started. Initially, SRH will participate in that and it will say, I want for 3.25. RCB will say 3.5. And Mumbai Indians will say that 3.75. Again, this one, 4, like this. After 4.5, once the 4.5 is completed, SRH will drop in the auction. But remaining these two people will continue. Now, after 5.5, Mumbai Indians also will drop. And at 6 CR, the Virat Kohli, they are going to get. Assume. This is the scenario. Now, for everyone, the data is same. Every data scientist is predicting the same. Means everyone has to predict the same 6 CR and everyone has to ask for 6 CR Virat Kohli, right? The logic. Everyone has to ask the Virat Kohli for 6 CR only. Up to 6 CR, why in between SRH is getting dropped? Okay, SRH is a worst team, sir. Okay, leave it. What about the next coming to the Delhi or with respect to Kolkata? Remaining 8 teams are there now. Why all the 8 teams are getting dropped and finally one team only is selecting that particular player? One particular person they are selecting for 10 CR means up to 9 CR, some others are participating. Suddenly, why are they are dropping at 9? Why they are not going to invest the remaining 1 CR? There will be some logic right behind that. What is the logic behind that is they have predicted the value. Their data scientist has predicted for this particular person, we can go up to this price. Now, the data scientist is not that much of great on the cricket analysis. Then they are going to take the support of cricketers like Rahul Dravid for SRH. They are going to take the support of Rahul Dravid and they will analyze. Rahul Dravid will say, hey, check Virat Kohli, how many matches he has played against Mumbai Indians? What is the batting average against the Mumbai Indians? What is the batting average against the Delhi? For example, we are in the part of SRH. Now, we want to select a player. Now, first we'll observe that how many matches SRH has played against the CSK. And within that, how many they have won and how many they have lost. Similarly, against Mumbai Indians, how many they have won and how many they have lost. Now, with maximum number of matches which opponent team we have lost, they will identify first that team. For example, we have identified that we have lost with more number of matches with CSK. We have identified that one. For identifying this one, we have to write some condition, right? How many matches we have played against SRK is, if you ask with orally, the machine will print out. No, right? We have to write the code for that, according to that. For this same question, we have to write the code and we have to extract the data. Now, that we are after observing the CSK, We have lost more number of matches against the CSK. Now what we are going to do? For against the CSK, which player has played very well? Multiple players will be there, right? Out of which player was playing batting average is highest against CSK. That particular player will give the top priority. So that it is going to be helpful for our upcoming matches against the CSK. There is a high probability that we may win. We are estimating that one. Again, we may lose also. That is secondary. We are estimating. Okay. We are estimating and we are predicting. The same thing, this all comes under data analyst, data scientist role. Is that clear? So all the data scientists are not going to work on the same way. Each data scientist will analyze the data in a different way from their perspective, and from that they are going to give. Right? So here, auto data science is never possible because all the human brains are not same. Never the human brains will be same. Never auto DS will be possible. Never in the entire life. Never it is possible. Automation is never possible because person to person, the analysis will be different. The way of thinking will be different. The requirements will be different. And based on the requirements, the code will be different. For example, if I'm the part of this SRH team, I will analyze in this way. I will identify who has played more number of matches against CSK and who is having the more batting average. This is my analysis. Some person will see with respect to bowling. I have seen with the batting miss. Some person will think about the bowling. Some person we may think with respect to fielding. That is their requirement. Sir, we are very bad at bowling, sir. Okay, bowling, where we are weak, in which area, whether in the spinning area or fast, which area? Or left hand spinner is not available. Who is going to bowl from the left side? Only everyone are bowling on the right side only. Okay, half spinner is available, leg spinner is not available. So all this analysis we are going to do. That is different person to person, the analysis will be different. Based upon our question, according to our question, our data, we are going to extract the data. If I want to check with how many matches Virat Kohli has played more than 40s, this is my question. And as per my question, I am writing the condition. And as per the condition, I am getting the data. If your question is with respect to how many matches he has played against 20, more than 20 miss, according to that, data will change. As per your question, the answer we are going to get. Why you are taking 40? Why you are taking 20 miss? That is your analysis. You are doing that one. Why you are considering 40? There is no answer. Well, okay, more than 40, how many matches he has played, that you want to check with respect to the batting average. For example, his batting average is 36. How many matches are more than batting average? How many matches are less than batting average? And that too within that less than batting average, within that team wise. For example, he has got centuries, hundreds are there. Hundreds he has got with respect 38 are there. Out of 38 centuries, how many centuries are against Pakistan? How many centuries are against Bangladesh? How many centuries against New Zealand or Australia? Like this we are going to consider. For example, more centuries are against Bangladesh is there. Then what is the use? When we are going to play in the Australia, then there is no use of analyzing the Bangladesh, right? When we are going to Australia, we have to check with respect to which batsman has played against Australia very well. That is more important. And particularly for Australian players, they will play in the India. So they will understand Indian grounds, out of which some of the matches will be done in the Opal Stadium, right? In Hyderabad Opal Stadium. Now for SRH, total it is going to play 14 matches in IPL auction. IPL means out of which 7 will be from home ground only. Now in these 7 matches, which players has played with Australia very well? Some Australian players has played earlier matches, right? That also I'll observe. So that this Australian player is going to be helpful for me, at least 7 matches, which are going to be played in the home ground. Every analysis we are going to do like this. It is not completed in 1 day or in a half an hour. We are not going to submit the reports. We'll do the analysis. We'll develop the project for 4 months, right? So that is the data analyst or data scientist. Is that clear? All the data scientists are not going to predict the same. Similarly, like how the doctors are not going to do the same. Now, out of all the doctors in the Hyderabad, certain doctors are very famous. Why? Why? If that doctors, why they are famous? Because they're reducing the health issue in a less time with less complication. That is the reason they are famous. Similarly, in the data science also, all the data scientists, out of which data scientist is good means which data scientists are predicting with more accuracy, that data scientist is good. Learning something, we are not applying, we are learning. When we are learning, the learning should be easy means we have to work on the simple examples. We should not take the complex examples. The same thing I can show you by instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and identify the relation between these two x and y and predict the for 11 what is the answer. This is one example. The same thing I can show you with a data set by showing the Excel sheet. In the Excel sheet, some values will be there and you will get y is equal to 3.94 plus 11.4 x. You will get like this. Then what is the use? If I open the Excel sheet and if I show some data set and if I explain that one, what is the use? You'll not understand, right? Oh, like this. We don't know the reason behind that. We can't understand the reason behind that. We don't know anything. So if I explain with a simple example, now you can easily identify. You only has told that answer, that is, sir, y is equal to x plus 5. And what is for 11 means expected answer is 16. If you go with a simple examples, the complex, whatever the complex subject is there, that one also will be very simple. Complex subject also can be simple if you go with a simple examples. You can understand very simple. Okay, if you go with a simple subject also, subject is very simple, but you have selected complex examples, automatically the subject will be complicated subject only. Right? So while understanding, we have to go while learning, particularly while learning, we have to go with a simple example. And slowly we have to increase the level of the example. One example after a second example, third example level, we have to increase. And finally, we have to apply on the real-time project level. When applying, we have to work on the large data. While understanding, we have to understand on a small data. Then we'll understand the concepts very clearly. What is the math behind that and what is the logic behind that, we'll understand very clearly. Not only this subject, not only data science, any subject in the world, if you want to learn this, take with a simple examples. While applying, you go with a big examples. So directly from the small example to large example, you can't jump directly. So in between, you have to try with a level. You slightly increase your levels slowly. Gradually you increase the levels and finally you reach the big example or complex examples and solve that one also. That is the way of preparation. Right? Is that clear? So now for the data analyst, whatever the things are required means, whatever the data analyst requires, that is Python, SQL and Tableau. This is common for data analyst, right? I already told you, this is for data analyst. Now for data scientist, along with this, we require the machine learning. Machine learning is working only on the structured data. Videos, audios will not work on the machine learning. So for that, we require the deep learning or artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence works on the images, audios, all these things. Unstructured data will work by using the artificial intelligence. That is the reason artificial intelligence will learn. If you are able to learn everything on the ML itself sufficient. This plus this one is called as DS. So one should be good at that one along with the machine learning plus all these things. Right? Now, in the given data, some values are missing. Some value is missing. You have to replace that value. Okay. Deleting the data is very simple. How to gather the data is very difficult. Collecting the data is very difficult. Deleting the data, simple. Very right click, delete. Shift to delete. All these things are very simple. Collecting the data is very difficult. So generally, we should not delete the data. we have to do the modifications on the data. Either we have to replace or we have to transform or something. There are multiple techniques are there, right? Assume one of the technique is replace. Now we have to replace. With what value you are going to replace? Your own value. For example, here male and females are there. Gender, male and female are there. Okay, gender is the column name. Assume inside that male and female are there. Can you replace with a 1 lakh number? No, right? We have to replace either male and female. That is minimum common sense. Okay, common sense was applied. Male and female. Out of male and female, which one male you are going to replace or female you are going to replace? Which one? Because we are males, so we'll replace with males. Females will replace females. Not like that, right? So there should be some reason behind that with what we have to replace. That reason is called as statistics. We have to replace with the most repeated value. Common thing, whichever the common thing is there, we are estimating this is also inside that one only. That is called as mode. Mode means most frequently repeated value. Most frequent value which was repeated, that one we are going to replace. So to do the analysis, we require the statistics. So one should be good at statistics. Reason behind statistics is this one. We can't replace as per our own choice. So data cleaning has to be done means statistically we have to do, not as per our choice we have to clean the data. Okay, for example, in this class, students are listening. Okay, total students in the offline around 60 students are there. In offline, online 120 students are there. 180 students are listening to the class. Now, in this particular 180 students, one particular student is going to disturb me. One student is disturbing. Okay, disturbing. This particular student is disturbing either by writing some kind of lines, by drawing the lines on the screen, or by asking the questions in between, in irrelevant questions. Relevant questions which are we are discussing, in that only if he is asking the question means okay, it is okay. But he will ask irrelevant question. Irrelevant question means, sir, I'm having career gap of 5 years. Can I learn the data science? Array, I'm explaining what topic, you are asking what question. After this topic, you have to ask that question. What is relevant questions means, what are the topic I'm explaining? In that topic only you are asking the questions means it is irrelevant. Irrelevant question or unrelevant questions, he is asking something like this. Now he is disturbing the class in between. Now this type of persons are called as technically outliers. Now what we are going to do with this? Option 1, remove them. Option 2, replace them. Option 3, control them. What we are going to do? Remove means we'll get less number of students. Business will drop. Replace means we can't replace that person. In this scenario, we have to control them. Scenario to scenario, we have to apply. All the scenarios are not the same. Right? In this particular scenario, I have to control them and I have to explain them. Don't disturb others. You are not only the one person who is listening to the class, remaining 179 students are also listening to the class. They should not get disturbed due to you. First, we have to explain for him. Still, he is disturbing. Strong warning. Still, he is disturbing. Then automatically we have to remove. There is no other option. Nah? He is not listening means he is a mad fellow means what we can do. He is a psycho means what we can do. Obviously, we have to remove, right? We can't do anything in that case. First, we'll try to explain for him. Don't disturb the class so that others 179 students are focusing the class. At the end, I will take your questions. At the time, you can ask all your questions. Simple, right? Now, in between, if they are asking the questions or disturbing us, what happens? Due to one student, remaining 179 students are going to affect. If I'm interested on money and if I'm interested on that particular student question also, I have to focus on that particular student. But here, remaining 179 students are going to be affected. So, understand the data, understand the situation. According to the situation, you have to do the transformations or cleaning according to that. Sometimes common sense are required. Sometimes domain knowledge is required. Sometimes statistics is required. That how we can decide is based on multiple examples. We should not decide based on one example. We can't say everything. For example, if I ask you to see what any data science job in the website means, you have seen one job and the requirements they have posted something. You have seen only one job and you have fixed it over. Data science job means this one only requirement. In the throughout world, this is only the requirement means. We can't decide like that, right? By seeing one job, we can't decide like that. So different companies will post a different job requirements. If you want, you can go and open the Naukri. Data scientist job, every company of, for example, they're asking 2 to 3 years of experience, assume. The job requirement advertisement should be same to same, right? Copy paste only should be there, right? Every company should copy paste the same thing, right? Why the different companies are posting a different job requirements inside that? That is as per their job inside that, whatever the project they have got and within the domain, whatever the domain they are working, as per their requirements, they are posting the things, right? So that is very simple. Just understanding the multiple things and finally concluding that is called as data science. Now coming to the data science job, finally, actually we have to start the topic here, but we have deviated to another side. Now, actually coming to the data science job. Now, in the market, first question number 1 is for freshers. Let us start with freshers. Before freshers, let us start with any particular student who is in the final year. Not even passed out, final year students. No need to ask any question. Simply blindly you can join and you'll have a bright future. No question, no need to ask also. You are selected that choice in a right time. In an early stage, you have selected this one. No question, no need to be asked for you. Okay. No question, no need to ask by you, right? So simply you can join. And once you complete the course, easily you will get the internships, whatever your requirements are there. And see, in a campus placements, for example, whether it is online or offline, or means on campus or off campus, whatever it is. Okay. Now, whether it is a campus placements, in the campus placements, let us assume in your class, total 60 students are there. 60 students are coming every day to the class. 60 students are every day sitting in the class. 60 students are every day listening to the class. 60 students are learning they are writing the assignments. They are taking the internal exams, sectional exams. Everything is common. Now, what is the difference with you? For example, out of 60 students, one particular student is having additional Microsoft certification or something special. He's something special. He's having more passion towards that subject. Obviously, these companies will show interest in this person. Because others are doing, you have also done. Additionally, this one also you have done, miss, that shows the special interest towards that one. So automatically they'll show the interest on that. Now, when compared to others, you are learning the entire data science and you are doing the entire projects, whatever the projects are there, whatever the projects we are going to cover in this course, and you are building the resume entirely differently from your other batchmates. Automatically in the campus placements, it is going to be helpful. Blindly, it is going to be helpful. No need to ask the question also. Final year students who are in the final year or third year, who are in the third year and they want the internship, no need to ask any question. Blindly you can, right? So you will have the multiple projects, okay? And you can get the internships, and with respect to, you can have the campus placements and easily you can get selected, right? Now, whoever has already passed out, second category is passed out students. Now, whoever the passed out students are there, now, whether fresher jobs are available in the market or not. Yes, multiple jobs are available. Fresher jobs in data science. Freshers in data science. I'm not saying with respect general freshers. In data science also. I'm writing the word in data science. Freshers in data science. Multiple jobs are there. Sir, my friend has told that data science fresher jobs are not available. Well, okay. Ask your friend, Arey, whoever has not got the job in data science, ask that person, what is the project you have done? Ask the question number 1. This is the question number 1. What is the project you have done? If she says some project, you ask that, "Arey, that project sir has explained, you have done na? That project is done by you or by Sarah in the class. Who has done that project? Sir has done in the class means you have copied. You have not done. You copied. You are called as a copycat. You are not called as a subject expert. You are called as copycat. If you have copied from the sir, whatever the trainer has explained the projects, you have copied means you are called as copycat, not as a subject expertise. This is question number 1. Question number 2, ask what is the certificate you have done. This is the question number 2 you have to ask. If he says that course completion certificate, go to that particular institute and pay the course amount and take the certificate. Course completion certificate means having the subject. Not having the subject, paying the fees is called as course completion certificate. If anyone says that I have completed the course and course completion certificate I am having means, how you have got? By paying fees only, na? Did they kept any exam for that to give the certificate? No. Have you qualified in that? No. Have they checked your projects? No. For what purpose they have given the certificate? Because you have paid the fees, they have given the certificate. Means this certificate was paid one. In this, where is the question of subject? Where is the question of subject? Right? Ask the second. This is the second question. Ask the third question. What is your Kaggle rank? Have you participated in any competition? What is your Kaggle rank? Ask these 3 questions. And if for these 3 questions he is having the right answer, immediately share the resume. I will give the offer. Persons will not have any subject. Persons will not have anything. What they will have is they will have fees. First, they will have fees. They'll think by paying the fees itself, they'll get the job. Okay, they'll have the fees and they'll go to the institute and they'll pay the fees. And after paying the fees, daily listening to sitting in the class, in between half an hour sleeping on in the class, and finally next day morning they will write the notes. Again next day morning they will open the notes. Until that they will not even open the notes also. And 4 months course will be completed. 4 months or 2 months or 3.5 months, whatever the time is there, time will be completed. Now they will give the certification, and that certification, sir, I want job, I want job. Right? From where you will get the job? Right? Logic is very simple. Now here, whatever in my case, in your case, what happens? In my class, I'm going to cover 20 real-time projects. Already I have told you in the previous classes, right? 20 real-time projects I'm going to cover in the class. Along with that, 2 capstone projects are also I'm going to cover in the class. These are only for understanding the subject, not for copy-paste option. You have to do additionally, apart from these 22, you have to do 2 more capstone projects. These 2 capstone projects from starting to ending, you have to do from everything. I will not even explain one single letter or so. I will not give the answer of single letter or so. You have to do from the starting to ending. And these 2 you have to keep in the resume. Guidance only I will give. Not in the answer, I will not even share single letter also. In the demo only, I'm saying everything.